Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is Tuesday, and going to have another fairly nice day out as we get through this morning marine layer if you're watching us in the morning. On our show today, we have Tony Barriant. She is with the Herring Well Club. Going to give us an update. They have a meeting coming up, I think next week. I think it's June 11th, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll find out all about that. Also, we're going to have a segment from South County Lexus, and then a UCI. We had a guest on the other day, Dr. Stephen Tucker, who's their great conductor. They're doing two things coming up this week. One at UCI and doing a wonderful symphony there, but then he's getting together with his twin brother and they're conducting together at Soka University. So we'll find out about that. And then we're going to bring you a segment from our security chief, Tim Moy, about the RFID tags. Now, as far as weather goes today, or excuse me, meetings, GRF has their morning meeting, their regular monthly meeting at 9:30 in the boardroom. And then at 1:30, Third has their finance meeting also in the boardroom. Now, let's get to the weather. You know what? Not much changes as we saw yesterday. The thick marine layer didn't really kind of burn off here till probably about 1 o'clock. And I think today is going to be about the same. Going forward, you know, as I keep saying, the only difference is going to be is how much fog we're going to get each morning, and that really changes. You know, we are into June gloom, and really June gloom always extends probably usually till about July, mid-July, when we start to see this finally go away. And as you know, one day it can hang around a little bit longer than the other day. It's very hard to predict. I can tell you though that we're getting up to more near normal conditions there in the mid 70s, so not bad at all. In fact, we are going to be warming up a little bit more each day. And again, those temps might change a couple degrees here and there, but overall, foggy in the morning, that coastal marine layer, and really mild and nice weather in the afternoon and evenings. Evenings are beautiful. Let's take a look around Orange County and beyond today, and everything is looking good. Look at Palm Springs. They broke that 100-degree mark pretty quickly. I mean, you look at a week ago, they were in the 70s, you know, when we had that cold spell kind of come in, and now look at this. They have almost probably a 25-degree difference than what they had just about a week and a half ago. Lake Arrowhead, 76 degrees. Nice up there for sure. They're way above this fog, so they're bright and sunny all day. So everywhere else, we're looking at some just beautiful weather. It's going to continue at least into next week. We don't see. Oh, by the way, I do want to tell you, there is still, for some reason, you're heading up somewhere, heading up to the mountains. There's still a 20% chance of thunderstorms over the next couple days for Big Bear area and those areas. There is still a little bit of that chance out there. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Maxi Comfort from Golden is the most comfortable lift recliner in the world. Its patented technology glides smoothly into a variety of positions not found on most recliners. Everyone loves the programmable auto drive control. You can lift and recline, watch TV or sleep, and enjoy the feeling of weightlessness in zero gravity. Made by American workers and backed by the industry's best warranties. Feel relaxed in a Maxi Comfort lift recliner. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on carpet and 50% off tile.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Save now at LA Carpet & More's 50% off sale.
Buy direct and save 50% on carpet and 50% off tile.
Plus, get 5 years 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Are you looking for a better way to manage your medication? MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. No more pill organizers and vials. When we fill your prescriptions, you get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose and delivered to your door at no additional cost. This means no change in insurance, copays, or out-of-pocket expenses. Call our specialists today and discover the new way of pharmacy. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. One day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
I'd like to welcome Tony Berrient, and she's with the Hearing Well Club, of course. And we were just talking about somewhere down in Point Loma, down in the San Diego area. We're trying to figure out, her mom lives down there, and we had gone down there like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and there was some place we went to, and we're trying to kind of figure out where it was.
We've been working on that for
We've
2
been
or 3
working
months.
it out, but we did. We figured it out. Great to have you here today.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Good to be
and,
here.
You got a meeting coming up. It's next week.
We
So
do.
tell us about that.
Just to talk a little bit about the last meeting. Wasn't a meeting. It
Oh,
was
that's
the
right.
Expo.
It was the expo. How did
And
that go?
It was fabulous. Got lots of good response from people who attended, and all the exhibitors were happy. That's important
Yes.
because
Yeah.
if we're going to do that again next year, we want to make sure they're happy. And so they thought it was very well worth it. So,
Good.
For everybody that showed up, thank you for coming, and hope you got a lot out of it.
All right. And next year you'll make it even bigger, right?
If we do it, I haven't decided yet.
All right.
I haven't decided yet. I'm going to consult with some of my board members, and we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Very
It's
good.
a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
So coming up next week, you have your
we're
meeting.
We're going to have, in the baseball world, they call it a double header.
Yeah.
So we're going to have 2 speakers. Marcy Scheinwald is going to speak very briefly about Laguna Woods Foundation.
Okay.
So the Laguna Woods Foundation approached me a couple months back, and they said that on a case-by-case basis, they could fund money for hearing assistive technology.
Okay.
So that could be hearing aids, it could be an accessory.
Oh, very good.
Because a lot of hearing aids now will connect to TVs, connect
Right.
to phones, whatever. So, that is one area that they really haven't gotten into, and they're willing to look at that. And so she's going to come and explain to the members what the process is and what they would cover, that type of thing. So I'm really
All right.
excited about that. And then we're going to have Penny Flaherty. She does the lip reading classes through the Saddleback Emeritus program
Oh, okay.
at the Senior Center. And so she's going to come and give us a sample of what some of her classes, what the lip reading instruction is. We're going to talk about, is it really beneficial? Everything is about communication access. And so when you can read lips, body language, take in, whatever you can in the absence of hearing, it's very helpful. So,
Yeah.
so lip reading is not the end all be all, but it can help.
Right.
It can help. So to make you aware of this one sense that you can take advantage of to put all the pieces together in a conversation.
Yes, I think that's true. You know who are very good lip readers? This may surprise you. Animators.
Animals?
Animators. People who
animators.
the people who do feature films, and because they have to know how to make the mouth movements of the characters.
They do.
To play true to audiences.
They do.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So I think I've taken lip reading classes quite a bit. She does a little bit more than just lip reading. She almost does a support group. The people that attend like to go back again and again and again.
Right.
So it's a very popular program. She's going to be starting some sign language classes, which she does not do in the Emeritus program. It's just It's just her. She does it at the senior center, so she's going to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
It's sign. It's finger spelling,
Yeah,
basically.
right,
so she's
yeah.
going to talk a little bit about that. And the next emeritus program for the lip reading really doesn't start until the fall, which I think starts in August, the end of
Okay.
August.
Yes.
But, so anybody who's interested, now's the time to sign up because it fills up really fast.
Okay.
The fire marshal says only X amount of people can be in the room, and so that's the limitation.
Yeah, that's very interesting to make sure people get on board with this.
Yeah.
And your meeting is next week, a week from today.
Yes.
Yeah. And for people to come there, they can just show up. And I know members are free, but you charge $3?
$3 for non-members,
Right,
guests.
okay.
Anybody that's not a dues-paying member is a guest.
Okay. And I encourage people to go there because you'll learn a lot. And even if you're not having problems right now, you know, the chances of one day you needing some sort of a hearing device, it's probably pretty high.
You can't learn to swim when you're drowning. So,
Right. Yeah.
so it's really a good idea, you know, even if you're thinking for a family member, you know, what's the experience like? I mean, a lot of people feel when they go to a hearing aid dispenser or an audiologist that they're meeting a car salesman, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And some providers are sort of that way.
Yeah, right,
so,
right.
learn what to expect. That's what you're gonna when you come to my
Yeah.
meetings. I'm really big about talking about hearing loops. We're having more and more of them installed
Okay.
in the clubhouses.
Now,
So-
do even the latest and greatest hearing aids use hearing loops?
well, they have telecoil. That's the
Okay.
You know, for the hearing loop needs to have something to connect to. So
Right.
a little copper wire that's in the hearing aid. 80% of hearing aids have them. They just
Okay.
need to be programmed. And when you use it, you hear what's coming through the microphone intimately, right
Right.
in your hearing aid,
Right.
using your prescription. So it really makes it sound so much better. Because when I'm sitting in a big room, even a room like this size, and somebody's on a microphone, and I just have my regular hearing aids, it's almost too much amplification. So hearing aids are great, 3 to 6 feet.
Right.
But beyond that, there's the sound.
Okay. Yeah.
Disappears. So, so the hearing loops are phenomenal. I want to be known for being a hearing loop advocate.
All right. And thank you for coming on. And people can always go to your meetings and find out more because the website is hearingwellclub.com. Very easy. From there, you can get all kinds of information.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.
You take care. Bye-bye. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm John Bowser Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Welcome back. Tim Moy, our Chief of Security, is here to tell us about the gates that are now open and also some other issues that we wanted to make you aware of. Thank you for being with us again.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate that.
All right, so 2 and 8 are now open.
They are. I think it's going pretty well.
Okay.
You know, I think just like with 5 and 6, when those first opened up, we had a few glitches we had to work through. Same thing at 2 and 8. You know, the first few days are always a little rocky, but since then things have been running pretty smooth there.
Okay.
I think early on, gate 2 first of all is a short entry. And so with Paseo de Valencia right there, the short driveway, if vehicles get stacked up, we got to make sure that we're moving them through quickly. And one of the issues we've had where the residents, without an RFID, they go through that resident lane and expecting to just have the ambassador pop that gate arm open. That resident lane is only for vehicles with RFIDs.
Okay.
So if you don't have an RFID, you've got to use the guest lane.
Okay.
So we would prefer our residents to go down, get that RFID so that they can just zip on through the resident lane.
Okay, let's remind everybody what an RFID is.
Yeah, that's a radio frequency identification decal.
So is it just something that goes on the windshield?
It is, and not on the windshield.
Okay.
It's on the headlight.
Oh, all right.
So there's two decals. You have that GRF decal that's on your windshield.
Okay.
And that's so we can identify that your vehicle's registered, you're a member here, you live in the village. And that RFID decal, it's that transparent, small, it's about 3 inches long. It goes on your headlight, and that's what triggers the gate arm to open up.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the retrofitting that you did was the
right. So we did that whole
sensors.
rollout.
Okay.
Boy, was that about 2 years ago?
Right.
And I think we had about 10,000 vehicles, registered vehicles, which was great. Now we've got, I think, around 17,000, just over 17,000 vehicles in the community. However, only 80% of those have RFIDs. So we still need that about 20% more to come in and get their RFIDs.
Right. So I'm imagining what's happening is when they go through the resident one and it's not opening, then what happens? Does the guard have to come out and speak to them?
Right. Yeah. So there is a little bit of a safety issue as well. You know, we try to get them to roll down their window and just remind them, hey, go pick up an RFID. You have to have one. There have been a few that do have their RFIDs, and it's not working.
Okay.
So, you know, when we did the initial rollout, we brought in some temps and a lot of data entry. So there were a few instances where we just enter the wrong numbers. So we get that information, we check it, and if need be, we have the person come in and we just reapply another RFID. But that's far and few between for the most part.
Sometimes those things can be pretty sensitive. Like if your car is dirty, then the sensor may not work. So make sure you keep your car clean.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And depending on where it's placed on your vehicle, how high your vehicle sits, some vehicles, as the driver's approach, will trigger the gate 10 feet away. Others, you have to be 3 to 5 feet away. So as you approach, just slow down, give the reader an opportunity to pick up on that RFID, and then it'll pop it open.
Right, because I have known that where I live, the same kind of thing is if you go too fast, it doesn't read. You have to back up and keep trying. And it does that. So for those who don't have an RFID, what are some things they need to do? Right.
Well, we recommend they go into resident services. You can park in the back. There's a parking space right by the front door reserved for RFID. You go in there. Now there is a $25 fee for those RFIDs.
Initially.
And initially, right. And so when we had the rollout a few years ago, we just offered it for free. But there is a cost. They are somewhat expensive.
Yeah.
And you know, it is what it is. If you want the efficiency to just be able to run through that lane, there is a small cost to it.
Okay.
So I was out there the other day at Gate 2, and I noticed some residents were going through the guest lane, even though they were members here. I asked them, hey, if you just go pick one up, you know, you can go through that other lane. You don't have to wait with guests and visitors. I said, well, we're not going to pay. I'm not going to do that.
Oh.
Well, okay, but at least they're going through the guest lane.
Right.
And they're not holding up the resident lane. Right. So if you don't want to purchase that RFID, just make sure you're using the guest lane. And we'll do our best to keep the traffic flowing.
Okay.
And you know, see how it goes.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you got 2 and 8 open now.
Right.
So now let's talk about the construction that's going on gates 3 and 7.
Right, yes. So first of all, I want to commend a few people. Ernesto Munoz and his team, Steve Warmbear as a project manager, doing a great job on that. You know, the rain is behind us now. They're moving along very quickly. I believe they closed gates 3 and 7 April 8th.
Okay.
Looking at 4 to 6 weeks for completion of that. And of course, we've got other areas opened up, alternate routes for our residents to take. But there is a little issue coming up with gate 7 here shortly.
Okay.
I want to make you aware of.
Okay.
And make at least our residents aware.
Yeah, we'll definitely let everybody know how that's going to work.
But it has to do with golf cart access here, and that's coming up on May 2nd and 3rd. They have to slurry gate 7. Now, if you know gate 7, That's one of the primary routes for our golf cart owners. If they're golfing, they come across, they go behind Clubhouse 7. There's a little pathway, takes them right up to gate 7, and then they've got access to that side of the community.
Okay.
Problem is they're going to be slurring those roadways, and that's going to be shut down. So for 2 days,
Okay.
they're going to have to go on Moulton to Santa Maria and enter gate 8. I think we have the map up.
Oh yeah, there is a map.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to see. Okay, so they're going to have to go on to Moulton.
On Moulton, so drive northbound on Moulton. If you look at the map with the blue there, and then you turn westbound on Santa Maria,
Okay.
and then you'll see the gate 8 entrance. It's only for 2 days.
Oh yeah, okay.
And we'll have, we're going to send some maps out and some directions here with the blast on Friday, which reminds me, can I do a quick plug?
Of course you can.
All right, very good, thank you. Hey, one of the issues that we have is trying to reach all our members, and we use the blast to send out important information.
Right.
But if we don't have your contact information, we don't have any way of getting a hold of you, especially in the event of an emergency. We want to be able to text, send you a message on your phone or on your computer. And if you have not signed up, if our residents have not signed up, we're just going to encourage you to pick up this Code Red emergency form. You can pick them up right downstairs in the community center at the front desk. Fill it out, turn it in. We'll update all your information. You'll get that important information weekly from us. So at least we can get a hold of you when we need to, and with some of the important things that are taking place here.
And you said that was in the breeze? No.
I think it's in the blast.
Oh, in the blast. Okay, and that's
right.
something that comes out, what, every Friday?
Every Friday. And
Okay.
that's Eileen, Paula and her team do
Okay.
a great job, the marketing team, get that information out. And there's some really interesting articles and newsworthy events that are taking place just to make you aware of. There's so much going on here in the village.
Oh, I know.
Right.
I know. Always crazy.
Yeah, so with gate 3 and 7, I think I said Ernesto and his team. You got Chuck Holland doing the IT part of it.
Right.
You have Chris Spar and Resident Services running out, putting RFIDs. So it's a full-on team effort here, and our gate ambassadors are the ones who are working it day in and day out. So it's going well.
Good, good. Well, excellent. Anything else?
Yes, matter of fact.
Oh, you have more.
I do. I just one more thing from security.
Okay.
Just a reminder for our residents. Many of you or many of our residents have permanent pass holders. You get 5 of those a year.
Okay.
But if your guest decided to stay the night, you have to get an overnight parking pass.
Okay.
Our
The OPPs.
I'll check you out there,
yeah,
sister.
right.
Look at you. You know it. All right. So those OPPs. Our night shift is issuing quite a few citations.
Okay.
So people are not getting the OPPs, and hey, it's good to know that our security officers are out and about. They're in your cul-de-sacs. They're keeping things safe. But while they're out there, watching for other things, they are looking at vehicles. And for those vehicles that don't have a decal or don't have an OPP. They're going to be getting a notice of violation.
Tell me something. I actually was talking to somebody yesterday regarding how long someone can stay overnight, if it was a relative or whatever. Go over that policy.
Right, 60 days a year. That's it.
A year?
A year.
Is that like consecutive days?
No, it's 60 days total.
Oh, total.
So you can have a guest, family coming in, and we recognize that, and we want them to be able to come in, but it's only for 60 days.
Okay.
You get past 60 days, I don't think you're a guest, I think you're a resident.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I would call them an illegal occupant.
Oh.
And then we're going to, security and compliance will get involved at that point.
Oh,
we
I
do
see.
have some issues with illegal occupants.
Okay.
So our residents are doing their part. They're paying for their amenities.
Right.
So shouldn't everyone? And they've had to apply. They've had to meet the standard to be a resident here.
Right.
So we believe everybody should. And so for those who are trying to skirt the system, we're going to do our best to hold them accountable as well.
All right. Well, thank goodness you guys are on it.
There you go.
All right.
Very
Thank
good.
you. I'm going to grab this sheet of paper and show everybody one more time that you can get this in resident services, so you can fill this out and make sure that you will be on the list every week to get more information about gates and all the activities that are going on here and safety. Thank you so much. It was nice to see you.
You too.
And we'll be right back after this.
At Freedom Village Assisted Living, we provide loving care and support when your loved one needs it most. We believe in laughing more and caring more. Dining will be an experience, not just a meal. We offer opportunities to create new memories. Your family will feel like they are part of our family as we work toward creating an extraordinary difference in lives worth living. To schedule a tour and complimentary lunch and for more information, please call us at 949-340-8108 or visit our website, freedomvillage.org.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
Well, I'd like to welcome back with us today Dr. Stephen Tucker, and he is the conductor for the UCI Symphony. It is always good to see him, and he's going to talk about a couple presentations they're going to be having. One is really kind of unique. Welcome, sir.
Oh, thanks.
Good to have you here today.
Thanks.
So, you know, let's talk about the first one, because it's the second one that is, they're both neat, but the second one's I know special to you. The first one's coming up on Friday, a week from today, June 7th, and this is the symphony orchestra that you conduct, and you're going to have a couple singers there as well?
Well, they're not singers. It's a clarinet duo.
Oh, okay.
They both play clarinet. They're coming in to do the world premiere of a work written by one of my past students, actually. He was a graduate student at UC Irvine and has now made his name as a composer, composing for quite a few, you know, well-known performers. And so he has written for them in the past, and this particular work I knew about, even though it had never been played, because he had told me that he had written this work for them, but
how neat.
You know, it had not been played. So we're going to.
That's got to make you feel good, a formal student coming back and.
Not just as a student of the department, but he was a member of my orchestra.
Yeah,
so
that's got to make you
good.
just, because that's what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
So this is happening on Friday, June 7th at the Barco Theater. And then just a couple days later, and this is the one we're going to talk about a little bit more, something that just has to be a tremendous event for you. And this is with your twin brother.
Correct. This is actually a work, this is to feature a work that was written by one of my late colleagues. He was at UCI when I got there in 2000. He had been there since, I think, 87 or 82 or 87. But he passed away in 2013, and he had been a very kind mentor to me. As a matter of fact, truth be told, he's the person who encouraged me to stay at UCI when I was looking at other possibilities. So I have a very special feeling, you know, about him.
Yeah.
And then when his wife mentioned to me that he had written this work that she came across in his works as they were archiving all this stuff at UCI, she said, "What is this?" And she had never heard it. Nobody had ever played it. She remembered when he spent the whole year writing it on his sabbatical, but didn't know how to get it played. And she tugged at my heartstring by saying, "I'd love to hear it before I die." Well, I mean, so I said, well, the good way to do this, since it's a big cantata, would be to involve my identical twin, who is the director of choral activities at the University of Kansas. So that became almost impossible to imagine, but he and I spoke about it, and gratefully, I'm so grateful to the University of Kansas that their School of Music took this on and said, we will support through our funding, our donors, we'll send 50 singers out.
Wow.
Including one soloist and one accompanist to rehearse with the chorus when they're here.
Yeah.
And to be a part of the orchestra. And so they're paying for all of that to come out. So we provide the other funding for the other part of it. They're coming out, getting here on Monday, rehearsing through the week, and then on the 9th, Sunday, we're at Soca.
So this is you've got your full orchestra, you've got a full chorus.
Correct.
Together.
And
wow.
3 soloists.
Now, are you and your brother going to be on stage together at the same time conducting? He's looking at the chorus, you're looking at the orchestra, or are you going to change off?
No, we're doing separate portions of the concert. So in addition to doing Bernard Gilmore's Journey to Freedom, we're going to do a work by a composer from the University of Kansas. So Forrest Pierce wrote a work called Mirror Cantata. So we have 2 cantatas on the program. And Forrest is coming out too for this. So we have both universities really fully invested in this. And so he will conduct Forrest's piece, and I will conduct the Gilmore Journey to Freedom, so that we don't have too much confusion, so the chorus and the orchestra can tell us apart. Just kidding.
I think it'd be funny if you didn't tell anybody. You just walked off, and your brother walked off, and thinking it's the same guy. And then at the end, you come in from different sides.
I think everybody will know.
That would be funny.
The difference, yeah.
So tell me about your background, because we were talking beforehand. You know, I just assumed that your parents were very musical. Now, but they weren't. How did you guys get to this journey? If I remember correctly, are you from Jamaica?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Correct.
So how did you both get into the world of music when your parents weren't part of it? I mean, I find that remarkable.
I always like to make the distinction. My parents were musical, but not musically practicing.
Okay.
So they didn't play anything. But I can only say that this came probably as a surprise to them, that we had what we displayed early on in life, which is a keen interest and sense of music. So to their credit, they encouraged it. And out of the 6 siblings, the 2 of us decided to go in this direction. We took different paths. We went in different directions. We left music. My brother became a commercial pilot. And then came back to music. And so it's not like we were stuck in music. We chose to come back to music. So we were exposed to it, had good teachers in Jamaica, and then when we moved to New York City, we were able to branch out.
Wow, I think that's remarkable. And how often do you brothers get to work together?
Not a lot.
I mean, being that he's in Kansas, but
But actually, that the picture you're looking at was done at Kansas, where we both conducted on the same program.
All right.
So Kansas actually played the gimmick already of having us both. So this is actually the first time that we're doing this out here, but they beat us to it by having both of us on the same program.
Yeah, that is so cool. So both programs. We always give the website arts.uci.edu/Laguna, and that's where you can get ticket pricing on that. And so you go to that, and both of these, even though this other one's at Soca, will be listed on there.
Right, and it's easier to get tickets for the 9th through Soca.
Okay.
But everything can be accessed through the School of the Arts at UCI.
Yeah.
This first program, though, let's not overlook this one, because this is going to have some fantastic music. Outside of the world premiere, we're doing a Mozart overture, and then Howard Hanson's Second Symphony, which for all the moviegoers, they're going to hear things that they're going to wonder, where did I hear that? And I will tell them that influenced a lot of the movie things you heard later on, like John Williams' stuff.
Oh, really cool.
Yep.
That'll be a lot of fun. You got a busy weekend next week, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So when does your brother get out here?
They get in Monday.
Okay.
Monday morning, very early. And they stay all week, rehearse at UCI, and we get to it.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
Actually, Stephanie Zelnick, one of the clarinetists, she's the clarinet professor at Kansas. This just worked out coincidentally that they have 50 singers here, And she had already been booked by me to do the Baraba piece with her her duo mate.
That is fantastic.
And so it's amazing that we have the KU UCI connection happening. Right?
Well, I think this is absolutely wonderful. And of course, folks, again, you can find out about this arts.uci.edu and then find out there. The SoCA one, by the way, is performingarts.soca.edu, but you can go through either one for both of those, but it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
A lot of fun for you.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you know, one day we'll have to get your brother on.
Yes. Yes, that would be a good idea.
That would be a lot of fun.
Then you'll see if we're any different.
Who's older?
I was born before him.
Okay, there you go.
He says I'm an older guy.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Thanks, Ken.
Good to see you.
Okay.
And folks, we're just about out of time, so once again, have a good weekend.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. It has no cure. Parkinson's is not limited to how a person moves. It can also cause symptoms like depression, fatigue, and impaired speech. Today, there is a new diagnosis every 9 minutes, though Parkinson's can be present for years before being diagnosed. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure. For more than 50 years, APDA has funded pioneering research and provided critical support to those affected by Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
Well, our movie coming up on a Friday, if you are a Bruce Willis fan and the fan of Unbreakable, this is part of that trilogy. It's called Glass, and it came out earlier this year when security guard David Dunn uses his supernatural abilities to track Kevin Wendell Crumb, a disturbed man who has 24 personalities. Glass came out, as I said, earlier this year. It's a psychological thriller, superhero film, and it's done by written, produced, and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who's done many great movies. I really like this guy's work. If you remember the movie with Mel Gibson, Signs, he did that. He did all of these, and this is part of that trilogy. Unbreakable, that came out in 2000, and then Split in 2016, and now this is sort of the end of that trilogy. And we're going to bring that to you on Friday at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock with music by Annie Lennox. See how many of you get that reference. Walking on Broken Glass, right? All right, hey, I want to tell you folks too, on Saturday, we're going to replay Aquaman. Now, it played fine. We didn't have a problem with that, but the guide yesterday was being updated, and so therefore some of you folks, or you folks couldn't do your DVR to record the movie Aquaman or anything else yesterday. That has been fixed. That's all good. So it was just something that had to be updated for yesterday. Didn't have to do with anything else. So we're going to show Aquaman on Saturday at 2 o'clock with subtitles, and then at 6 o'clock without subtitles. So you'll be able to record that, or if you haven't watched it yet, you get to watch it for the first time, or maybe watch it again if you've already seen it and you want to check it out again. So that will be a Saturday, 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock. Now, our Monday movie, also at 2 o'clock and at 6 o'clock, it's called A Dog's Way Home, and this is about a little puppy, Bella, who finds her way into the arms of Lucas, a young man who gives her a good home, but when Bella becomes separated from Lucas, she soon finds herself on an epic 400-mile-long journey to reunite her with the beloved owner. And along the way, the lost dog is spirited and touches everyone's lives. So this is a good, heartwarming movie. And this is about, written by the same guy who did some of the other movies. I think it was called A Dog's Promise. And we met this dog. It was up at the Pet Expo a couple months ago. Of course, it's now not a puppy, it's a full-grown dog, but it was kind of neat. We saw the author of the book. This stars Ashley Judd and Edward James Olmos. So if you want a just good, feel-good, heartwarming movie, this is it, A Dog's Way Home. We'll bring that to you on Monday. And let me give you a quick weather update, and then we're going to go back and show you a segment. Again, we've got a stretch of this June gloom, which is the morning marine layer. That's perfectly normal. We get that all the way usually through about early July. And you can see our temperatures will remain consistent here in the mid-70s. It'll change, each day by a couple degrees, depending when this fog goes away. So that day, that can change throughout the week as well. So it's hard to pinpoint. As you saw yesterday, it stood around till probably about 1 o'clock, and the day before, it got out of here a little bit earlier, so we'll just see. But overall, just some great weather, typical of June. We are a few degrees below normal, but really nice out. All right, we're gonna bring you, oh, here we go, forgot about this. Around the area here, as I mentioned earlier, Palm Springs, 104 today. They are, they shot up quite a bit just by last week by about 25 degrees. So they're actually above normal right now. They don't usually hit that till around July or so. All right, we're going to bring you another segment here in just a moment. I'm going to say goodbye, and you take care. Have a good day.
Diane's Hallmark is a family-owned Gold Crown store that is much more than just a card store. Our women's department has apparel, accessories, and jewelry featuring Vera Bradley and Bagalini handbags. Our religious department carries many different Christian books and Bibles, plus a great selection of Christian gifts. Of course, we have a large selection of cards and gift wrap as well. Come in and experience our personalized service.
Having great home care is as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm Lori Renaud with ActiCare Responsive In-Home Care. We can provide the perfect caregiver for you to receive exceptional care in the comfort of your home. Step 1, call to schedule a care consultation. Step 2, meet with a registered nurse in your home. Step 3, start receiving care. Aging doesn't have to be difficult. Call today to get the help you deserve.
The Red Sox are 1 out away. And the Dodgers are down to their final strike. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Red Sox win the World Series. And the best team in baseball wins it all.
I have Pat Lustig, owner and general manager of South County Lexus with us. Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having me.
Beautiful showroom. Very nice out. I love it here. And tell me a little bit about what's going on from a relentless pursuit of perfection slogan that you have to experiencing amazing.
Well, the relentless pursuit of perfection has been like a trademark of Lexus and their slogan for 25 years. And a couple years ago, they wanted to bring some more passion to the brand. And the products, I think the world knows that they build the most dependable, reliable vehicles out there, and got to be known as a little bit stodgy. So they wanted to put some passion into the brand, and they've taken on racing. They've taken on high-performance vehicles. They've done a lot of new things, made the cars sexier, better handling. Basically, the interiors have gone through the roof. where you'd feel like you're in a custom designed home inside some of these cars. It's pretty nice. So their move is to get that expressed to the public and let the customers come in and experience amazing. And that's really what's come about, is these cars have become amazing.
Exactly. Well, they're all here in the showroom as well as out on the floor, so everybody can come in and check those out. Tell me a little bit about how things have changed for South County Lexus, other than different just like you. What does that mean?
Well, we've been for almost 8 years now trying to operate our dealership completely different than most dealerships. The car buying experience, we put customer satisfaction first and foremost, and employee satisfaction as well. So having happy employees obviously produces happy customers. So we've been very successful at that. However, same thing is just like Lexus trying to go from the relentless pursuit of perfection to experience amazing. We decided to change our slogan to different is amazing. So we're putting that energy the same thing with Lexus, and presenting the brand into our customer experience at the dealership.
What makes Lexus cars different from all the other racing or sports cars that are out there today?
I think they have that being that they've had the years of relentless pursuit of perfection as their slogan. It's ingrained in every employee, not just our Lexus dealership, but pretty much across the country. Okay. So in that experience through the shop, through the dealership, the delivery experience, all of the things going on is kind of culminated into an amazing experience for the customers.
So with that said, tell us about the new product offerings that you have here.
Most recently, we have the third row RX that has come out, where you have the choice of 3-row seating versus 2-row seating. If you happen to have grandkids or little kids you want to throw in the back, it makes it quite convenient. The new LS is probably the most long-awaited vehicle. The version that's been out there has been out there for quite a while, and there's been revisions of it, but this car is a totally new car. That's probably the most exciting vehicle that Lexus has come along with in a long time.
Would you say that that's one of your more popular models?
It's definitely it's won more awards than any car in manufacturing history as an actual model lineup. And so taking that amazing approach, the stuff that they put into this car, blows your socks off. I mean, it's incredible. There's different equipment packages on it that, you got shiatsu massaging seats with 28 positions.
Oh my.
You can get executive packages for rear entertainment. I mean, literally like a limousine. There's high performance models. It's just absolutely, all I can say is the word is amazing.
So if you were to take me behind the scenes here at Lexus, what would be some of the things that are the most important?
The employees. They're what makes everything happen. It's a team. If everyone is not doing their job, it doesn't create a winning environment. So I would say behind the scenes, it's absolutely employees.
Over the years, how has the car buying experience changed, and what do you foresee the future to be like?
Well, the car buying has changed because most people do their shopping at home. They sit behind a computer screen, a tablet, a cell phone. They do some groundwork before they go into the dealership and test drive and experience the vehicle. They do a lot, and as time goes forward here, it's coming faster than we all expect. The ability to buy, and what they call the Amazon effect, is happening in the car business, where you'll be able to, in not too near future, you'll be able to point, click, buy your car, or at least reserve it and come down and pick up the vehicle, and not go through the standard negotiating process. That's already happening right now. So that is a huge paradigm shift in the car business. I think that you'll find that more and more of the vehicles aren't going to be just ready on the lot because of the expense of storing 500 cars for the public just to get it when they want it. Right. I think they'll have to wait a little bit longer, maybe select their vehicle, and maybe take 6 weeks or something to come in. So I see that as a cost savings benefit to the customer. It's passed on from the dealership not having to go out and buy huge expensive pieces of real estate to store a bunch of vehicles.
Right. And how have you changed your business practices here, to accommodate that?
Well, we're on the forefront of that. We're actually a one-price environment. It's pretty simple. Customers don't like to feel like they got sold. They want to buy, but they want to make those decisions themselves. So the tools that are being put in front of them will allow them to be able to do that, and they'll choose who's the easiest to do business with.
Okay.
And I'm betting the bank that's us.
Excellent. Now let's talk a little bit about the Laguna Woods client. You've sold to many of them. They have lots of questions, and maybe they go online before they get here. What would you say to them, because they're the ones who are seeing this today, about your business practices and what they can look forward to?
I would say probably the biggest thing is technology scares people. I'm 55 years old, and when I went to school, I didn't even know what the internet was. Computers were not there, so I've had to learn this later in life. I'll tell you something funny about myself and my age, is that it wasn't until I was 38 that my 8-year-old daughter showed me how to cut and paste. And it was like one of the epiphanies of life for me, because the frustration level that I had of technology was, this technology is supposed to help me and be more efficient. Well, it wasn't until that moment, so it was a big move. Well, I know that there's more people like me that when technology comes in front of them, these vehicles, they're highly advanced. But if you don't really appreciate it if you don't understand it. So at South County Lexus, we have full-time employees that are technology specialists to help our guests understand how to operate, how to use, and benefit from all the technology that's in these vehicles. Okay. So we have that available here. Not every dealership chooses to do this. It's an expense, but we feel that our customers love it. So programming your garage door opener to go to your house, or your gate, your electric gate going in, to hit, instead of carrying around a clicker, you have these available in your vehicle.
Right.
The programming of your phone and your address book, the safety devices on these vehicles, the backup cameras and monitors, side traffic alert. What side traffic alert is someone, let's just say pedestrian monitoring. Someone's walking through behind your car and you don't see them and you're backing up. Well, your car is going to stop by itself without you having to do it. Or you're backing up in your garage and maybe you don't see as well as you used to see, and you're going to back into the post of the garage where your car just stops on you.
Right.
Our technology specialists are trying to let you know that it's okay. The car didn't wreck the wall. It actually stopped, because I've been there. It feels like it stops all of a sudden.
Okay.
The safety is incredible. Today's driving, you're going to be able to drive vehicles a lot longer in your life than what you may have in 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
So the safety that's in the vehicles is absolutely phenomenal.
I've been seeing an awful lot of features that have been added now, like you're mentioning. So would somebody come in before they buy the car to learn about the technology, just so they can understand what they're getting themselves into, or is it something that you do after the fact?
Both.
Okay.
So as we've been sitting here today, I noticed that there's some customers in the neighboring booth over here, but they were here early this morning, and they came in to drive the vehicle, and they were learning all the safety devices on that vehicle.
Okay.
So, and it's a lot. So a salesperson can't always have all that information available to you in a short period of time.
Right.
That's why we have these technology specialists to come in and assist.
I think that's important, like you said, because at one point you're going to be buying a car, but then you want to ask specific questions, but you don't want to bother the salesperson the entire time. So that's really great. All right, good information. Financing is a bit of a pressure, I think, for some people coming in, but now that the processes are changing, how has that changed?
Well, before they come in here, they can actually go on to our website and use the calculators that are on there to determine, they can actually, if they know what their credit score is, they can put their credit score in and get the actual financing.
Okay.
Depending on how they're either purchasing, leasing, or paying cash, they can put the type of transaction that they want to do. There's an incentive configurator in there that would tell you what maybe if that vehicle had some factory incentives, maybe a rebate or something like that, special financing rates. But that's all available before they even come into the dealership. So there's less stress when they come into the dealership. They can proceed to find out everything before they come to the dealership and find out what car works best for them.
Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Good luck. It's a beautiful showroom.
Thank you.
And if you'd like to enjoy the Lexus experience, you can go to their website at southcountylexus.com. We'll be right back.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
This one is going to be a challenge for me.
Everything's moving 100 miles an hour.
This is your worst nightmare. Get out! Please, bring your dish forward.
MasterChef. Wednesdays are watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
Welcome back. I'm Kiana Lee. Today we're talking with Dr. Christine Chung of 7-Day Dental. Today's topic is bad breath. Doctor, what do we need to know about bad breath? Mom.
Oh, sorry. Bad breath is caused by poor oral hygiene, which eventually leads to dental, gum disease, and decay. It's an easy fix.
Thank you, doctor. So don't wait, people. Come on in and get your 7-Day Dental smile.
This is a homage beat.